What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement, and we are back here in the basement. Before we get started on this New York Giants preview, subscribe, bell notice, hit the like button, drop your comments down below. Tell me what you think about the New York Giants and where they are headed this season. Now, it's kind of funny for those just popping in that don't know me. What's with all the Jet stuff and I'm wearing a Giant jersey? Of course, Lawrence Taylor all day. I grew up in a New York Giants household. Lawrence Taylor is my favorite New York Giant amongst everybody else that's Giant fans. The Giants are my second favorite team. I grew up in a Giants household. I've said this on many videos, but for those that don't know, my big rebellion when I was a kid was to become a fan of that team right there. That team that has been, as my father said, I punished myself for life. Punished myself for life by being a fan of that team. The Jets. Going from a Jet fan season into a Knicks season, not easy to do the last 20 years, but here we are. Anyway, guys, the Giants have a big game coming up against the 49ers. They just came off of a massive, much-needed comeback. Man, was that needed. After that disgusting game against Dallas, the 40-0 drubbing, we won't even get into that because there's nothing to get into. Dallas is now talking so much crap because they did that to the Giants, and then they walked on the Jets. I am a Jet fan, diehard the whole way. The Jets defense wasn't innocent in that one either. We all blame Zach Wilson, or whatever the case. This isn't even about that. The Jets defense, even in the opening drive, let Dak walk right down the field. Different time, different story. Giants. Halftime of this game, I was very concerned. Very concerned against the Cardinals. You were down 60-0 in the last 2 weeks. The last 6 quarters, the last 6 quarters, 60-0 in the first half. That's very concerning. Even more concerning considering that Kyler Murray's not playing and Dobbs was in at quarterback. And where was the defense? Where was the offense? I don't know what was going on in that first half. Thank you for showing up, Daniel Jones and company, because Daniel Jones in the second half of that game showed the reasons why the Giants signed him to an extension. I know there's Giant fans that hate Daniel Jones. Get rid of him, please. And there's other Giant fans that still believe in him, still like him. I don't hate Jones. I like what I see. He has some Josh Allen abilities in him. You got to have more run plays designed just for him. He can throw on the run, and he is accurate. He is very accurate. You cannot. And the Giant fans that blame Daniel Jones for week 1, you got to be kidding me. Big difference between what Daniel Jones did and what Zach Wilson did. Both of them were under tremendous amounts of pressure. Zach Wilson, under pressure, made horrendous decisions. He didn't take a lot of sacks like Jones did, but here's the difference in not taking the sacks. Run out and throw horrendously bad passes. Bad pass. People tell Johnny, Zach didn't have a bad game, man. He was under pressure just like Daniel Jones. He was under pressure. The reason he didn't get sacked as much is because he was rolling out and throwing to their team too much. It's up here with Zach. It's up here. With Daniel Jones, he understands the game. He can get the right passes in at the right time. He made two incredible passes to Hyatt. Wow. 58-yarder and a 31-yarder. That kid had made 2 tremendous catches. I believe those were the only 2 catches he had all game. Barkley. Big-time runs, big-time touchdowns on third down. That was awesome. It's not awesome to lose him. Just like at least he's only going to be out 3 weeks, but it's a major loss. And this goes right to the running backs aren't that important anymore. You hear that a lot now. Running backs aren't that important anymore. That's why they're not getting the contracts. Tell that to the Browns, who are missing Nick Chubb for the rest of the year. Tell that to the Giants for missing Barkley in any game, let alone 3 weeks. And what's it going to be like when he first comes back? Tell that to the Jets, who need to seriously rely on their running game and Breece Hall. They need to seriously rely on their running game. And running backs aren't important? You better believe they're important. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to even say that running backs aren't important. Look at the Giants now. It's all going to be on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is going to be the running back for the Giants. This is what goes, like I always say about the Buffalo Bills, all the pressure's on Allen. Got to run the ball, got to do this, although We'll see what happens in their running game now, but traditionally that's the way it's been since he's been there. Daniel Jones now with no Barkley, it's going to all land on him to be the running game as well. Unless Breida can do something, Breida can give you those hard yards in between the tackles. He can give you the hard yards, and he seems to have decent hands out of the backfield. So let's see with that. But what we do know is he's not Barkley. That's what we do know. So is the defense going to respect him and keep everybody in the box? Probably not. They're going to know that Daniel Jones is going to have to be the guy running and passing. That's what my concerns is coming to this San Francisco game. The main one is obviously Barkley. Barkley not being there is a main concern. I wrote a few of these down. The other concern I have is the Giants are tied for second in the entire league in the most pressures allowed on their quarterback. They're tied with the Patriots for allowing the most pressure on their quarterbacks. Not good. Now it's even more not good because of the team that they're coming up against. Nick Bosa's dying to get his first sack. He is dying to get his first sack. San Francisco has one of the greatest, top 3 defense in the league. Top 3. They're right up there with what Dallas has got going on. Micah Parsons is a beast. I will not put him in Lawrence Taylor's category. Everybody wants to. I think it was sickening before the season started when Parsons, if you missed it, Parsons said, I don't know why. I don't understand the comparisons. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But he pretty much said this. I don't understand the comparisons with Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor couldn't cover Saquon Barkley and the guys that I have to cover. Couldn't do that. He took a shot at Lawrence Taylor, man. Took a shot. Lawrence Taylor changed the game. He changed the game and how linebackers, even when the play is run away from him, when running backs do sweeps to the other side, the outside linebacker, you never had to worry about blocking that guy. Now you do. Lawrence Taylor changed that. He changed the dynamics of the linebacking position in every aspect. Parsons and nobody else will ever be Lawrence Taylor. Micah Parsons, that being said, is a monster. San Francisco has a tremendous defense as well. That is a big concern. The Giants allowing that much pressure from their offensive line. They got to step up. They cannot allow this to happen. Christian McCaffrey. We're in the basement. That's why that happened. Christian McCaffrey. Ed McCaffrey is an old New York Giants receiver, by the way. Ed McCaffrey. See what happens when I put this jersey on? Wow. Christian McCaffrey leads the league with 268 yards rushing. The Cardinals had 151 total yards rushing against the Giants. What's McCaffrey going to do? That is a major concern for me as well going into this game. Last season, I try to not look at numbers too much. I try to go off the top of my head, which I usually do. Everybody knows me knows I do that. But these I couldn't remember off the top of my head. But listen to this. And this is what really bothers me and scares me with the Giants. Last season, the Giants in the first half were outscored 181 to 151, a 30-point difference. In the first quarter alone, they've been outscored 77 to 39. Now, we already know the 60 to nothing here in the first 6 quarters of the season was horrible. Horrible. The Giants need to change that. Now, we could say, hey, Giants, just the first 2 games of the year this year. You can't really judge it on that. Season's young. I get all that, and I agree with that. I do. But this is a trend coming in from last season as well. The first half, the Giants are outscored a total of 30 points. That's a lot. And this season isn't showing that anything's really changed that much, is it? It's showing nothing much has changed. They got to get off the ball. They got to play a full game. They have to play a full game. Coming in against this 49er team, Brock Purdy. Gosh, why can't a Brock Purdy fall in our lap? A Kurt Warner when Trent Green got hurt. Sorry, I'm getting into my jet mode again, thinking about how is this possible? We have a guy that's totally clueless at quarterback. It's like me playing Madden football. I got one guy that I plan on throwing the ball to before I snap the ball, and then that guy's covered, and then I don't know what to do. That's what Zach Wilson does in real life. Anyway, back to the Giants. I think the Giants are going to pull off an upset. They're going to pull off an upset, 17-13. 17-13. The Giants are going to pull off an upset. How are they going to do that? I don't know. I just feel it. I just feel like the Giants are going to ride in on the momentum they just had from the second half. San Francisco hasn't looked tremendous in their wins. They haven't looked tremendous in their wins, but they've been winning. I think the Giants can do it. I really think the Giants can do it even without Barkley. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I like what I saw in that second half, and the precision throwing from Daniel Jones was very impressive. Yes, the Niners are not the Cardinals, not even close. But the Giants showed fight, and that's what we needed there. They showed true, tremendous fight. I'm calling 17-13 Giants. I'm calling their defense steps up big time in this game. Is it a pipe dream? I don't know. What I do know is the Giants came back and won that game in tremendous fashion. Missing Barkley is huge. I hate that. But let's get into it. Let's see what happens, guys. And I'll see you after the game on the weekend. I'll do a review of it on Friday. I'm Johnny Basement. Subscribe. Bell notice. Like button. Pray for Zach Wilson. Please pray that he gets taken out of there and we get somebody. So it would be fair to the rest of the team. The Giants, I'd take Daniel Jones in a freaking heartbeat. I am out.